I noticed something last night at the Ogoh Ogoh ceremony that made me super uncomfortable, made me want to leave, and made me realize how much I see this every time I travel. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know if it's something that needs to be just said out loud or bring more awareness to it. So what it was is basically the complete disrespect for the Balinese tradition last night from the tourists. And I get it, like, it's a big ceremony, it's a big holiday, it's exciting, it's different, nobody really knows what's going on. But when people on the loudspeaker are saying, everyone needs to get out of the street, please get behind the barricades so that we can continue. And I'm on like an elevated point, I'm back off the street, and I'm just looking at the street and nobody's moving. Nobody is doing anything. And it is so frustrating because the whole parade happens in the street. And everyone just thinks like they're immune, that the rules don't apply to them, that everyone else, they're talking to everyone else except them. And if you actually were standing in the street and looked around, I feel like it would be like, oh, they're talking to me. They're talking to us. We need to move because we're in the street. It took everything inside of me not to leave, because I was so uncomfortable, because I just wanted to freaking scream, because it makes no sense to me if you're the person standing in the middle of the street and there's literally supposed to be a parade through the middle of the street and you're just standing there, what's going on? And the people on the loudspeaker are telling you to get out of the street. Like, why don't people listen? Why don't people, I hate to use this word, but is it privilege? Is it the rules don't apply to me? Is it I don't understand the language? I get it. There are language barriers all over the world. I totally get it. But when you see a spectacle coming through the street and then you go and stand where that spectacle just happened, how do you not know that you're like in the way? It actually like physically makes me frustrated again talking about it. And this isn't the first time or the first place that this has happened. It's happened all over. Whether I've lived there or I'm just visiting, I'm just a tourist, I still try to respect the culture, respect the traditions, respect the people, respect the land, respect the place. So even if I don't understand the language, I don't quite get what's going on, I still observe. I'm still witnessing what's going on around me. I still try to be very aware of my surroundings and what's going on. And if I see a procession going through the middle of the street, the last place I'm gonna stand is in the middle of the street. And finally, there's people on the loudspeaker saying in English, saying in Balinese, saying in, I don't even know what other languages. I feel like there was at least 3 languages happening. And not over each other. Very concise, very clear directions. Please, everyone, we are trying to keep everyone safe. Please get out of the street so that the ceremony can continue. Because the ceremony is on the street. It's on the stage. And I guess a few times they did say stage, which, you know, maybe the words intersection or street, and they said barriers, but like you couldn't see the barriers at that point because there were so many people on the other side of the barriers and lining the sides of the street. And it's almost like the only way to move was in the street. But I feel like a teeny tiny Google search on your phone, like, hey, there's a spectacle happening on this street, what's going on, would tell you, oh, that's the celebration, and that's where these big giant pallets of the Ogoh Ogoh are going to be passing through, and they do 1 or 2 turns in the middle and then they keep going, hence a parade. But yeah, I between the announcements going on, people oblivious. You know, I get it, not doing like a Google search ahead of time to like know what to do and kind of like how to do it. Finally, there was a guy on the street, and that he gets the microphone and he's saying in English, and he's on the street and he's like walking up to people. He's like, I need you all to move. I need you all to back up. The ceremony happens right here. This is a Balinese tradition. Please, you guys are not allowing them to do their tradition and get rid of the evil spirits off the island. Please, I need you all to move. And then he went to the next group. I need you all to move. And went to the next group. I need you all to move. And it's great and it's wonderful and it worked. However, it's very interesting that as soon as the big pallets that these Ogoh Ogoh are on, and the people, there's men inside of them and around them, moving them through the street and around, and they're shaking them, and they're like going left and going right, and it's so cool, and they're turning them and they're spinning them, and it's all, you know, people. Like, it's not machine, there's not machines rolling them, it's people, and they're moving them. And you would think that when the people saw this happening, they would like steer clear. Oh no. As soon as the space opened, where the pallet and the people were, and the Balinese people moved them and would like take them to the middle and shake them around, everyone filled in that space on the street. Like, So, wow, I can't believe how frustrated I am just still talking about it, reliving it in my brain. I think what should have taken an hour, hour and a half took about 4 hours. I got there at 5 to like be on the side of the street, get a good spot. People were starting to arrive. I get it. And here's another thing which I totally understand. The Balinese people, the people of Ubud, you know, there probably should have been more barricades, maybe some signs, more people to just like direct all the tourists. Yes, there could have been things, a little more organization, but I also don't think with these traditions and these ceremonies that they're necessarily thinking, oh, there's gonna be 1 million tourists here or a couple 100,000 tourists. Who knows how many people were there? I don't know if it was that many. You know, I think because I was so anxious through the whole thing and just watching it all happen, I was like, it feels like 1 million people, but probably was not that many. So yes, there could be some more organization on the people, on the organizers of the whole ceremony. But again, I don't think that's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about they're excited because it's their New Year's. They're like, yeah, we're gonna celebrate. We get to do our tradition. We get to do our, you know, the evil away, and then we're gonna burn it off the island. We're gonna burn all the evil spirits. We're gonna burn the negative energy off the island. This is gonna be amazing. We just need to be able to do it. I stayed until one of the big Ogoh Ogoh, I wanted to call it a statue, but it's like, it's, you know, paper and it burns. So I feel like those pallets are probably heavy, but with all the people moving them, they're not that heavy. I stayed for the big one. I think that started around 9:30. It was amazing. I got great footage. And I left right, like, actually I probably left before it was really done. I was like, okay, I have to go. Like, I don't know how much longer this is gonna last. I'm sure, I'm not sure. I have no idea. I have no idea when that was supposed to start, finish. I know that they, like, when I Googled it, days ahead of time, it was saying, you know, they parade them through the street, they get to the intersections, they spin them around to scare the evil spirits, and then they take them to a place and they like burn them. Maybe not all of them, but like, I wanted to see that part, but I was like, man, I don't want to be a part of the problem right now, because the problem is the streets are flooded with people and nobody's moving. at all. I've also noticed as a visitor, as a tourist, as someone who is not local to the area, I try to pay attention. I said this earlier, I try to observe, and I've noticed, like, even just the week I've been in Bali, and again, I don't know if it's disrespect or if it's just like not paying attention. People are just oblivious, they're unaware. I'm not really sure what it is. But like even the offerings, like Balinese people make offerings to their gods every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And you'll see it, it's like these hand woven baskets, like, and they have flowers in them and they have incense and they have sometimes rice and different foods and all sorts of things. And they leave them on the sidewalk, they leave them on the side of the street, they leave them on the altars of the gods, they leave them in front of their houses, in front of their businesses. And I've always seen the tourists do it. Like some people will just literally be standing on the offering, like looking in a window or in the restaurant, like waiting for their friend, or trying to decide if they want to eat there, or trying to decide if they want to buy something there, and they're just standing on the offering. And I'm like, hello? Like, do I say something? This is the other thing. I don't know if I say something or if I let it go, if maybe this video will help educate people that, like, pay attention, be aware of your surroundings. If you're not really sure, ask somebody, like, can I step on this? Like, cause it's right, I get it. It's sometimes they're right in the middle of the entrance to the establishment. So it's like, can I step on it? Like, I'm sure they would rather you step around it, but I get it if it's just kind of the only place to stand. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to go too far off subject. I just really wanted to bring it home that I've noticed this. It's very frustrating. I'm sure I've done it in places. I'm sure I've been that girl that's done it. The touristies. Oh, okay. That's my story today. Thanks for joining.